So for the last video of the day, guys, I wanted to talk about the 5 best additions in aircraft for 2024. What are the 5 aircraft that I think were the best additions that we had this year, with 2 bonuses at the end of the video, okay? With honorable mentions, if I mean, I might as well talk about them right now, to be honest, because they are basically an honorable mention, right? So the first one would be the AMX A1. It's the first Brazilian aircraft. I am Brazilian, so of course I had to include that. Unfortunately, it's a premium, but I think it's still cool to have a Brazilian aircraft in the game, and hopefully we get more in the future. The other one was that I wanted to talk about as an honorable mention is the Su-24. Finally got added after all this time. The F-111 was in the game, the Tornado was in the game, so the Su-24 was missing basically for a while now. So finally got added this year. So these are the 2 honorable mentions that I think are 2 very interesting aircraft that got added, right? So let's get to it. On the 5th position, not that it matters too much, on the most interesting for me personally, and I will give my reasons, is the F-15E, and of course I as well, the Strike Eagle. Obviously, one of the aircraft that created a little bit of a fuss when it was added. It's an incredible powerful aircraft. It's still just a strike aircraft technically, together with a fighter, so it's a multi-role of course, but it's the strike version of the F-15, right? And even with that in mind, it was one of the best fighters when it was added. Now, of course, it is still pretty amazing, but of course with the Eurofighter and the Rafale, I think we have a little bit of a counter to it, right? But yeah, incredible aircraft, even after the nerfs and buffs and fixes and everything, it is still amazing. It's very cool. Takes a lot of missiles. It can be upgraded in the future with AESA and other things. It can take amazing air-to-ground capability weapons, and it's just a great addition, right? In 4th place, I have to include the counterpart to the F-15, right, that we talked. The Su-34, an aircraft that I really wasn't expecting this year. I think it is amazing that they added it. The Duck is an aircraft that it's really, really iconic. It had a very rough beginning on the development and stuff, and with the Soviet Union falling and everything, didn't have a place in the real world until very recent times. And yeah, the Su-34, sometimes people call it a very useless aircraft in the terms that everybody, I mean, the Russians have the Su-35 and Su-30 that basically do the same job, but still, it is such an iconic design and such a different way of thinking about you know, a flanker that can do ground striking, that I think it's so interesting. So yeah, the Su-34 for sure is my 4th position. And then we get to the top 3 in my idea here. I have to include the Rafale. I love the Rafale, one of the best aircraft in the game, if not the best. I was expecting it to be a little bit worse than it is right now, but it's still amazing. I mean, it you know, it got better and better, and with the buffs and everything, with the fixes, you know, it became basically the best aircraft in the game. It has an amazing thrust to weight. It can turn very well. The missiles, because of the performance of the aircraft, become very dangerous, and with the buff in Fox 3s, it's even like more difficult to miss, to, you know, evade Mikas depending on the situation. Incredible Raider. I think by far, not by far, but I think you can say that it's the best Raider in the game. And of course, you know, it's going to be one of the main aircraft for the French for a while, but it's so good that, you know, it was exactly what the French needed, right? In 2nd position, I have to talk about the Eurofighter just because of the sheer performance that he had. I personally like the Eurofighter a little bit more than the Rafale, but I still think that the Rafale is a little bit better right now after the fixes and changes and everything, right? So yeah, although the Rafale is technically a slightly better aircraft due to the radar and the performance and everything, the Eurofighter is still my favorite. The design is beautiful. It's finally the long awaited German top tier that the Germans needed for a very, very long time. So it's finally here, and it's a great addition, something that really fixed the tech tree of the Germans, right? And in the first position, it doesn't really matter the order here, I just wanted to talk about it, the F-117. What, Matt, why are you talking about the F-117? Well, that's the thing, guys. A lot of people hate the F-117 because of the hype. A lot of people don't like it because it is bad in a certain way, you know, because it cannot defend itself very much. It has a very specific way of playing, and even then it can be problematic. But I still love the thing, even if it's hard to fly, even if it almost doesn't have a place in the game. I still think that it is one of the best additions of the game. And why is that? Because it's testing stealth, guys. It's actually testing stealth for when 5th generations are coming. So yes, it's kind of a confirmation that eventually it will take a little bit of time, maybe 2027, I don't know when, but we will see 5th generation jets, and the F-117 is kind of the proof of that, because stealth really works in the game now with that, and it's just interesting to see this type of technology introduced in an aircraft, even if it doesn't really have a place in the game, even if you have to play it in a very, very specific way. It is still one of the most interesting additions that I don't think anybody was expecting when it got added. And a lot of people were even complaining about a video that I did about the F-117 a while back, saying how you should probably expect and how can you expect, what should you expect from the F-117. So yeah, the F-117 got added, and it's nothing to worry about, and it's cool because of that, because we can actually wonder and, you know, wait for the future. So yeah, guys, let me wrap it up the video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments, especially I wanted to do this video to start basically a little bit of a talk with you guys about what was your 5, you know, additions that you loved in 2024. Of course, we can include here many types of things, mechanics, tanks, ships, anything, right? But I wanted to talk about aircraft because we had a very interesting year, a year that I wasn't expecting us to move so forward and have 4.5 generation stealth and other things being added this year, right? And you should expect more things like that coming in 2025, and for sure we will start to see 5th generation jets coming not that far into the future. You laughed at me a little bit to talk about talking about the F-117 a while back, but now you can try to, you know, believe me a little bit more when I say that we are getting there. We are gonna get to the real, like, today's, like, aviation very quickly, I think, in less than what you might think, less than 2 years maybe, for sure. Right, this is only my opinion, of course. Let me know in the comments what you think about, and of course leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and bye. See ya.